Oh, we're on air.
Oh, hi. Welcome. And what is your question on farming?
I don't have any questions on farming.
How many hectares are fallow at this time?
Are you? I don't know. What's a hectare?
It's smaller than a cubit.
Oh. Anyways, I'm Shane. This is Wolf Loescher. What is your full name? Your real name?
That is my real name.
Oh, you don't want to go over it.
No, I don't mind. I am named for my father and his father's father and his father's father's father, who came from the north and swept across these lands
Sounds
many
like we're
years
the
ago.
Princess Bride all of a sudden.
As you wish. No, I am. My full name, if you would like to go and find my social security number, is Mark Wolfgang Loescher. I'm named for my father, legitimately. My father passed away, and I took upon that moniker as my own because it has better marquee value.
What happened to the gong?
I don't know.
You just dropped it?
Yeah. I only can have a gong if I have like a roadie to carry it. And I tried the roadie breeding program, and it completely failed.
Didn't work?
No. As you see, I'm here by myself carrying all my own shit.
Well, you had some minions.
Can I say that
Yeah, you can.
On this broadcast?
My parents are going to watch it. They're pretty religious, but...
Your parents?
Yeah.
You have parents?
I do.
I thought you were begotten, not made.
A pack of wolves. Pack of wolves. Did I say wolves?
Hey, looks like you've been working out, man.
No, that's why my shirt's small. I knew that was going to come up.
We go a long way back, me and Shane. He's all that in a bag of chips.
So, how long have I usually start these by the history of the artist and the duck?
Well, I was born a poor black child.
Well, okay. Don't know where you're going to go with this.
I don't either. It's just a standard line I
So
throw out there and wait for people to get uncomfortable.
I'm not going to get uncomfortable. I just don't know where you're going to go.
Well, my history, at least as far as the Mucky Duck, let's just start there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I first played the Mucky Duck in a band called 2 O'Clock Courage, based out of Austin.
Okay.
And we came down here to play a benefit for the North Texas Irish Festival. And the year would have been 1994 or 5-ish.
Been here longer than me.
Wow. Well, there you go. And then I moved to Houston. I left that band, and I formed a band called 6 Mile Bridge.
I remember 6 Mile Bridge.
That was that grew from the ashes. That was Kaylee's Muse.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for a while, and then I formed a band in 2000 called Jiggernaut, and we played here, and we hope to play here again. The band has passed to new ownership, and Rusty, if you're watching, which I assume you are because this is your channel, the new owner of Jiggernaut would like to talk to you about renewing the relationship.
Who's the new owner?
Matthew, the drummer.
Okay.
So I sold it to Deanna, the lead singer, lead singer, who is unfortunately no longer with us.
Love Deanna.
And so we have been, that has been reborn. I am now a part of that project, and we would like to play here again.
Well, we'll probably be seeing you soon then.
I hope so.
Yeah, I try to tell people about that time when all the Houston Irish bands, and how crazy it was, and how much Irish music we had, and how
I think as the young kids say today, it was off the hook.
Is that where's Nikki? Is that a thing? Or
That's an old saying.
That's an old saying.
Oh, darn it.
What's the new one, Ray?
It's lit. It's lit.
Lit? Okay.
Aha!
Yes, it was lit. Wednesdays were crazy. Nobody believes me. It was packed.
were.
You couldn't
They
sit
were.
down inside or outside.
Yeah,
We need to bring those days back.
we do. And a big part of that was probably because of that was the wave of river dance, right?
It was the Michael Flatley years.
Yeah.
That's what you like to
It was.
call them.
Yeah. And I believe you actually auditioned for Lord of the Dance. Is that right?
I did.
You did.
I can't dance, though.
Well, you don't have to. You just have to stand there and look buff.
I thought that was Thunder Down Under. I don't know. All right, let's get to these questions before we get somewhere more off tangent than we already are. What is the first record you purchased with your own hard-earned money?
That's a very good question, and I believe, and I'm kind of like a little embarrassed to say this, but it was also, I believe, the first song I ever played on drum set, because I played percussion in marching band in high school and stuff. But I believe the first album I purchased, a cassette,
Cassettes,
was the soundtrack to Xanadu the movie.
Oh, yeah. Was that all ABBA?
Yeah. And
Nothing wrong with that.
What was her name?
Olivia Newton-John?
Olivia Newton-John.
Of course.
And so I believe that the title track from that album was the first song I ever played on drum kit. Like I purchased like this melange of drum pieces that somebody who had it was like a senior in school who was in the drum line sold all his drum stuff to get a real drum kit, and I got his leavings. Okay. And I set it all up, and I played Xanadu.
That movie, as a
ELO, baby.
I love
my brother's over there saying, "No, you should really play this." And he's got the Quadrophenia album by The Who.
Yeah.
No, this is what you should play. No, man. No. Don't tempt me. I'm gonna play Xanadu by ELO.
Because I guess I'd seen Grease as a kid. And like anybody, I was in love with Olivia Newton-John. And then I saw Xanadu.
Any red-blooded American.
And I just did not understand Xanadu. Like going through the brick wall.
Nobody did. That was a
really
marketing attempt gone seriously wrong.
And then Travolta put out Staying Alive, and I was just done.
Yeah.
I could have been a dancer if it weren't for those two movies.
You could have been?
Right?
You're dancing in my mind right now.
Oh, God.
Now I've got the crossover of Staying Alive with the sweatband and Physical and all that stuff, and Shane, all in my mind. They're just having a party right now. And I know you're following me on this, aren't you? You? Yeah, you. Yes, you. Right there.
Where's Christina when I need her?
She's at home. She's the one I was talking to right there. She's got Shane and Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta and just this big dog pile.
So what was your first concert?
My first concert. Let's see. So it depends, what you define as a concert. I was in concert band, so I played in concerts.
Like the first one you paid money and were excited to go see.
First paid money and was excited to go to. I'm going to give you two answers on that one.
All right.
So the first concert I was excited to go to, I did not pay for the tickets. My parents paid for the tickets, and we went. We were in East Kilbride, Scotland, which is how I got into the whole Celtic reign of things. And we went to go see the Coreys and this is a duo.
Like Corey Haim and Corey Feldman?
No.
No.
That's nice. That's nice. That's sharp. Nice. Nicely done, man. Give me some. All right. No, this is the Coreys, who are a duo from Scotland, and a lot of the material that I do is inspired by them. And so I went to go see them, and they show up on the stage, and it was like a big, city concert hall. And there's two guys, and behind them is about 30 chairs, and on every one of those chairs is a different instrument. Guitars, mandolin, bagpipes, sitterns, bowrons, and various things. And over the course of the 2-hour concert, they'd pick up all of them and play them at some point. And I remember...
It's kind of like the Wayne Newton of Scotland.
You had to go there. Do not berate the Coreys, because
Wayne Newton played every instrument
just because they dressed up in special matching costumes does not make them Wayne Newton.
No, Wayne Newton played every instrument. I went and saw him. He played like 3 seconds of every instrument imaginable.
I did not know that.
He did.
Okay.
So it was a compliment.
I feel more educated now. Yeah. Anyway, so that inspired me.
Okay.
And I remember clapping so hard. I had such a great time that my hands were hurt, like I had bruised hands from clapping so hard. So, fast forward to the first rock concert I went to, and it was in Philadelphia. I had to move my senior year of high school. And I moved to Philadelphia, and I was a Rush fan because I'm a drummer. Obviously, I'm a Rush fan. And the first rock concert I saw was Blue Oyster Cult opening up for Rush for the Power Windows album in 1986 at the Summit in Philadelphia.
Okay. What was your favorite Rush album?
It's hard because I've got sentimental favorites, and then I have...
I should never ask a Rush fan this question. I should never have done it.
Well, let's, it's like the Cimmerillion. Really, what's your favorite chapter,
Yeah, never mind. So, do you have like a favorite one-hit wonder song?
One-hit
wonder song? Earworm song, a song that comes on, you just refuse to turn it off?
Well, I actually heard it in the hotel the other night. I drove straight here from Longmont, Colorado, but I broke the drive into 2 8-hour chunks. and in a little bit. And so I stopped in Amarillo, and I got up, and I had breakfast because the breakfast was provided. And playing on the overhead speaker was Runaway. And I can't remember who wrote that. You know, I wonder why you went away, and I wonder if you will stay, my little runaway.
Frankie Valli, is it?
I don't think it's Frankie Valli.
I don't know,
but
who
it
that
may
is.
be.
I know the
but
song.
I
It's a good
know
song.
that
Proud of you on that one.
That Bonnie Raitt did a wonderful cover of that song,
Really?
and because I was going to cover it, and then she did it first. That bitch.
How could she? So,
She didn't consult me.
Did you ever have a moment in life?
I've had many moments.
Well,
This is one of them.
well, I'm glad to be a moment for you. That you saw or heard a lyric or heard a riff or somebody got the girl that made you want to play music, or was it kind of like always around for you? Was it the two Corys? The Corys.
As we say in Scotland, it would be the twa Corys.
The twa Corys.
No, actually, it was kind of by osmosis because my father had a musical family. It was kind of like the Von Trapps, except, well, I won't. That was a long aside. I'm just going to avoid. But my father's family came over from Germany after the war, hence the name Wolfgang Loescher. And so I'm first-generation American on my dad's side, and they were all very musical. So I remember singing around the campfire and things like, John Denver and Peter, Paul, and Mary and things like that. And then we grew up in Georgetown, which is a town about 30 miles north of Austin, and we were all in band. And they had for whatever reason, because of the band directors that were there, it had the state-winning grade 4 marching band, and so it was a big deal. Like, people would come to the football games not to see the football because they sucked, but they'd come for the halftime show because we kicked fucking ass. And so, as a younger sibling, I would always have to go to see my older siblings. My older sister, Christy, played trombone. My older brother, Michael, played trumpet. And so I'd be there, and I would have to sit through these long, long concerts of watching them play, and I'd see the guys in the back, and most of the time they just kind of sat in the back, kind of chilling out, counting measures, and they'd get up, and they'd go over and pick up a mallet, and they'd watch for the cue, count the measures, boom, and hit the bass drum or something, and that was and then they sat down and were cool again, and so that's what I wanted to do.
Well, that's kind of a moment.
It is.
That's a moment.
You asked, I told.
So
this is another moment brought to you by McGonigel's Mucky Duck
and Wolf Loescher, sponsored. So Sharon Osbourne calls you. Says, Wolf, I'm putting together.
Sorry, I had to play Sharon Osbourne for a second there.
Celtic Ozfest, and being as her husband's the Prince of Darkness, and he can resurrect anybody that has passed away, living or dead. Who's in your band?
Oh, I get to put a band together.
Yeah, living or dead.
Okay, well, first off, number one with a bullet is a gentleman named Davy Stewart. Nope, sorry, wrong guy. Davy Steele. Davy Stewart is a very, very fine luthier who makes bazookies and guitars and mandolins for the likes of Francis Cunningham, who I was in a band with. That's Davy Stewart. Davy Steele, on the other hand, is no longer with us, unfortunately. He was in Drinker's Druth, and he was in Kolbeg, and he was in Battlefield Band for a while, and I saw him here on this very stage.
Yeah, Battlefield Band.
And he died of a brain tumor in 2002-ish, somewhere in there. And so he would be my number one with a bullet, first person to resurrect.
What does he do?
He is a singer and a songwriter.
Okay.
He plays Baron. He played bouzouki, some other things. But what I mostly remember him for is his vocal style.
Okay.
So
they could be alive, too.
They can be alive, too?
Yeah. Leave me our dad.
All right.
I'm
Well,
just-
but
I'm just telling you.
still, if I had to put a band together, he'd be the first person because I'd love
Okay.
to play drums behind him.
All right.
Other people, let's see. Well, Francis Cunningham,
Okay.
who I was in a band with called 6 Mile Bridge for 3 or 4 years. And then we were apart, and then we got back together again in Piper Jones' band in 2015, and E.J. Jones and Francis and I played together, and we have played on the stage.
So was EJ playing with you too?
No.
Okay.
EJ never
All right,
played with
EJ.
Francis and I.
No, I mean, is he in your band?
Oh,
I don't want to put you on the spot or anything.
you put me on the spot, man. But
He
he's
doesn't-
alive. I don't want zombie EJ.
No. Well, so's Francis.
EJ is a world-class musician and bagpiper and instrument builder. And if, well, see, now
You
I've
don't
got.
have to.
Well, how do I have a limit on how many people can be in the band?
I mean, you got a limit on how long this interview can go.
Okay. Well, I've been fortunate to play with the best bagpipers I've ever known, and they're world class. EJ is one of them. Richard Keene is another one of them.
Yep.
So they'd both be there. Who else? John Doyle on guitar.
All right.
I already have Francis in there.
Who's your bass player?
Is my bass player? My bass player is Mr. Roger Harrison, also of Jiggernaut fame, who
Okay.
is an amazing musician and singer and haberdasher, and who else? And I have to play drums. That's all I get to do in this band, is because
Okay.
everybody else is better at things than me, and I'm just going to play drums, which I don't have to think about. I could do that in my sleep.
All right.
And have.
It's a nice band. We can realistically put this one together for the most part.
Well, if we could just resurrect the dead.
Well, one or two.
Do you know people?
Maybe they got some. No, Ozzy. Well, I don't know Ozzy.
You don't know Ozzy?
I don't think he's
Do you-
really.
do you
an
know
evil
Sharon?
guy. I don't know Sharon either. But maybe after after she
So
sees
I-
these interviews, that she'll love me.
Okay.
So you've had a couple drinks. I'm gonna ask you this question because
Yep.
maybe you'll actually answer it. Because a lot of people don't answer it. What's a band you just don't get? Like, I don't get it.
That's a good question.
Like REM's mine. I can't. I just don't ever.
Okay, let me think.
Rush just kind of
Is
want
it-
to.
Rush is your band that you just
No,
don't get?
REM
REM?
and the Eagles.
No, I get them. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of them.
I think they invented college radio. I get that people love them, but I just personally.
Yeah,
Take it.
the Rolling Stones.
Really?
Yeah. I respect that their role in the history, and I respect that there are people that they are good at what they do. The best rock band in the world? No.
Okay.
Charlie Watts was a good drummer.
Yeah.
He was a jazz drummer.
Yeah.
He's not a rock and roll drummer. It's a band that has two people, Mick and Keith. You replace everybody else, and they could still go on going.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, I have not done a deep dive into how their creative process was, and you got to respect that
Well,
they did things from
I know
paint it black
I know
to
somebody's not getting a call.
Can you
but
stop me
that's
up?
The Rolling Stones drummer.
stop me up, I never stop.
Well, you're not getting a call to fill in for Charlie Watts anytime soon.
How about Mick?
In that position,
Can I fill in for Mick?
That position was open. Way to go! All right, to end this interview,
Ah,
I got
feel
some.
like
I got
poet.
some either ors for you. Just because you say you like one does not mean you dislike the other one.
But can it mean that I do actively dislike?
It can.
Okay. I have to
Because
specify.
the first one's Beatles or Stones.
Beatles.
Well, yeah.
Every day.
I know you
Every
like,
day.
like
So
the
there you go.
Stones. Dolly or Aretha?
Dolly or Aretha?
Aretha.
First, I thought you said Dolly or Reba.
I can do
That's a
Dolly
different question. No, that's a different
Dolly
question.
or Aretha. They're not supposed to be easy. It's just a preference.
That is really hard. That is a really hard
It's
one.
just kind of like if you really got in a car, just kind of a preference. What would you really?
Aretha, because she had great
Yeah.
drummers behind her.
Okay.
And they're both amazing and wonderful, but Aretha, the drumming.
Yeah,
and
just
the-
that's what people have a hard time not answering. Because I think all of these people are amazing that I came up with.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty good,
Yeah?
but
Where'd you come up with these?
I just made them up in my head. Some other people, well, I think I did most of them. Some I got help
I
with.
think you're cheating. I think you had help.
No, Elvis or Sinatra.
I'm not a big fan of either, although I respect their role in the music. Sinatra.
Sinatra. Willie or Johnny?
Willie. I have a soft space in my heart. I think that's my heart.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince. I
Everybody
lived
says
15
Prince.
minutes from friggin' Paisley Park when I lived in Minneapolis. 15 minutes away, and I was invited to go to. He did these things where he would have the Third Eye band play, his all-girl band, and he would come out in a big caftan at like 4 in the morning. The party started at 1 o'clock, and he'd kind of sweep out from the kitchen at 4 and make everybody pancakes. I shit you not.
You didn't go?
I did not go. I was invited by a very metrosexual younger man who worked at the place that I worked. He said, "Yeah, I've been there, man. You should go." And I was like, "Yeah, right." And he was right. So I'm sorry, Sam, that I disbelieved you and I didn't go.
I'm sorry you didn't go.
I am sorry.
Gaga or Madonna?
Oh, I think Gaga has more passion.
All right.
I'll go with Gaga.
Okay. Billie Eilish or Adele?
I'd have to go with Adele because I just don't know enough of Billie Eilish's
Check
catalog.
Billie out. It's amazing.
Yeah, okay.
I love Adele, though. I love me some Adele.
Yeah, I like me some. The bigger the cushion, the better the pushing. You know what I mean.
Spinal Tap.
Yes, there you go. I'll Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap or Van Halen?
Oh, that is a hard one.
See, I told you I could make these up. Be careful.
I'll
how
go
you
with
answer.
Van Halen because they're a real band. Although Spinal Tap is amazing, and they played all their own instruments. He said instrument.
Prine or Dylan?
Prine, because I can understand what the fuck he's saying.
That's true. All right, I got a couple more for you here. These are for the singers.
Is this for the extra round? This is a bonus round?
It's just
all right, I'm ready.
Metallica or Sabbath?
Sabbath.
NWA or Beastie Boys? You're going to be hard saying NWA, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
They all
I'm
do.
going to say
Everybody's
that.
saying it.
Just Beastie Boys are pasty white boys like myself, and I just don't think they have the respect.
They were amazing. All right, last one, Soundgarden or Pearl Jam. Be careful how you answer this one. Think about it.
I'm thinking, because I just have to remember who's in those bands. Because that was exactly the time where I stopped listening to popular radio. It was in the early 90s.
Oh, come on.
And I started to listen to a lot of folk music.
One of them's the greatest band that ever existed, and the other one's
So Rush.
a band that's
Rush would be the answer to that answer. That question, it would be Rush.
Rush. Okay.
Soundgarden or Pearl Jam, the answer is Rush. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Shane, and I am Wolf Loescher, here for
That's
McGonigel's
about
Mucky
it.
Duck.
That's definitely it, Rush. Bye.